Here are the top 5 manhwas that are back for their next season. First is Legend of Northern Blade. It came back after 6 months for its second season. The brave warriors of the Northern Heavenly Sect have protected the world from the evil Silent Night which causes destruction everywhere they go. But the leader of the sect, our protagonist's dad, was accused of colliding with enemy and was forced to disband the sect and to protect his son, Jin Mu-won. With no family and allies left, Mu-won leads a dreary life under close surveillance, until a surprise attack from the Silent Night gives him a chance to escape to the mountains. He runs away from there and trains his martial arts in a distant place from society and comes back to take his revenge. The art is good and the story is great and pace of the manhwa is perfect.
The ending of the first season is where our protagonist runs from the Central Heavenly Alliance with the female lead and his close companions as they were being chased. This led to the death of a disciple of the Tang sect and his close friend after a battle to the death with one of the 7 lesser heavens. He then vowed to protect everyone under him and declares the formation of the new Northern Heavenly Sect. After 3 months of its previous season, it returned. When Ryu Hanbin was transferred to another universe, he was just getting out of his required military duty and was a regular citizen. He was left on his own with the mission of living and getting stronger in a monster-infested wasteland. He was able to kill monsters because of his military background, and the guideline said that once he achieved level 5, he would be taken to a new realm. He killed enemies until he reached level 5, but there was a fault with his strategy, causing him to fall back to level 1 and start over as the monster's level rapidly rose. He repeatedly did the same thing for approximately 20 years, which drove him nuts. He was then transferred back to his original location, but by that point, he had already suffered from PTSD. The artwork is excellent, but the plot drags at first before picking up steam in Chapter 90 when he first encountered the Sword King Beralt. I advise you to read all the way through. The protagonist of the season kills the Sword King at the end of the season to gain experience points for himself rather than giving them to Zenova and Garhun, who want to become gods by taking God's power and have fled without killing Beralt due to severe wounds received while fighting Hanbin and Beralt. Hanbin has attained level 6 at last. Third, after a 3-month hiatus, Skeleton Soldier, who was unable to protect his dungeon, has returned for a 4th season. His sole objective was to keep his master safe. However, he was helpless to shield her and perished with her. But his first contractor Rubia woke him up again. At first, he was unable to comprehend that he had been reborn. However, he returns to the location of his premature death in a fight while still with Rubia. Then he travels with Rubia, his first master, to save his last master Succubus. He can save his talents from precious death each time he dies. It reminds me of the Tom Cruise film Edge of Tomorrow. There are no errors, the pace is a little sluggish but highly informational, and the art and plot are flawless. After sneaking into the Imperial Palace with Isaac and Nanya Wu in the previous season, 2 men mysteriously appeared and used their power to erase his companions from existence, unlike previous times when they attempted to attack newcomers. He successfully fled from there as he was going to die as well. This time, however, he lost his powers and had to regain them by returning to the crypt where he had started. After taking a 6-month sabbatical, it returned for its 2nd season. Kylon is the most testy well-known VR game ever made. Ian is a well-known game junkie in the virtual world. Despite everyone around him urging him not to, Ian chooses to erase the level 93 archer character that is now ranked 1st in Kylon. All in to change to a hidden class that he stumbled into. He chooses the Summoner class, which is the most worthless in Kylon. He has 2 months to level up to his prior level to avoid receiving an F in college. It is claimed to take more than a year to achieve level 100 in Kylon, which is infamous for its extremely harsh leveling system. He describes his difficulties to level up to 93 in just 2 months. Anyone may enjoy reading it because of the great art, rhythm, and humor. The season came to a finish with him reaching his target level of 100, creating a guild, and receiving 6 remarkable summons. The guild quickly rose to the top of the game and, as a result, lost favor with the high-level players, who then launched a guild war on the guild. Can he defeat them and prevail? Let's find out during the upcoming season. Finally, the last one for today is the reincarnation of a suicidal battle god. One of the best manhwa with the best heart and story to be ever created in my view. If you support or oppose this, don't forget to comment. One man persisted in fighting and eventually reached the Demon King, but ultimately fell to him in a struggle that lasted days. The entire globe had been overrun by demons for an entire year. The Demon King invited the hero to submit to him, but the hero rejected the offer and destroyed himself when the Demon King's arm was severed. He went to the god's palace thinking he would finally be able to meet his fellow soldiers in heaven, but instead, they forced him to travel back in time for 10 years so they could amuse themselves more than they did the previous time. Our protagonist agreed to this condition and returned with some quirks the gods had given him as a gift. Will he be able to prevail at least this time and defeat the demon god without losing the ones he loves like the last time? Similar to the moment when he informed his master in his past life, Ned, the season finished with MC revealing the female lead the complete truth. That evening, they mated, and with his new 10.1% dragon heart power, which he had just learned, the blue dragon raid began. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.